The Blackwood Motel episode. 1. The last guest narrator. The town of Blackwood sat in the middle of nowhere. No tourists, no traffic, no reason to stop. Yet somehow, people always did, and some of them never left. My name is Ethan Harper. I'm an investigative journalist. 3 weeks ago, I received a package with no return address. Inside was a newspaper clipping from 1987. The headline read, "Fifth tourist missing near Blackwood Motel." At first, I thought it was some kind of prank. Then I noticed something strange. The article mentioned a motel called the Blackwood Motel. I searched every public record I could find. There were police reports, missing persons cases, witness statements, but no ownership records, no construction permits, nothing. As if the building had simply appeared one day. That was enough to get my attention. 3 days later, I was driving into Blackwood. The sky was grey. The roads were empty. The kind of place where silence felt alive. As I entered town, I noticed people staring, not curious, not friendly, worried, almost afraid. I stopped at a small diner near the town square. The bell above the door jingled as I walked in. Conversations immediately stopped. Every eye turned toward me. An uncomfortable feeling settled in my stomach. I took a seat at the counter. The waitress approached. "Passing through?" she asked. I nodded. "Actually, I'm looking into the old Blackwood Motel." The color drained from her face. Around the diner, people suddenly found reasons to stare at their coffee. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. The waitress leaned closer. "You should leave." I laughed. "Why?" She shook her head. "I mean it." Before I could ask another question, an elderly woman sitting nearby stood up. She slowly walked toward me. Her hands trembled, but her eyes were sharp, very sharp. "You don't belong there." I smiled politely. "I'm just researching a story." The woman leaned closer. So close I could smell cigarette smoke on her coat. Then she whispered, "People check into room 13. Her voice cracked, "But they never check out." A chill ran down my spine. I wanted to ask more questions, but she turned and walked away. Nobody else said another word. That evening, I followed the highway south, 5 miles outside town, surrounded by dead trees. There it was, Blackwood Motel. Even from a distance, something felt wrong. The sign still stood, its faded neon letters barely visible beneath years of rust. The parking lot was empty. The windows were dark. Yet I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me. I parked my car, grabbed my flashlight, and stepped inside. Dust covered everything. The reception desk, the furniture, the floor. It looked abandoned, but not naturally abandoned. It felt paused, like everyone had suddenly vanished. I moved deeper into the lobby. My flashlight beam swept across the walls. Old photographs hung crooked. Yellowed newspapers covered a bulletin board. Then I saw something behind the front desk. A guest book. I opened it carefully. Names filled page after page. Dates stretching back decades. 1982, 1983, 1984, 1985, 1986. The final page caught my attention. The handwriting looked fresh, as if it had been written only hours ago. I read the entry. July 16th, room 13. Check-in, 11:47 p.m. That was impossible. The motel had supposedly been abandoned for years. My pulse quickened. I turned the page. Nothing. No checkout date, no signature, just an empty page. Then I heard it. A creak above me. I froze. Silence. Another creak. Slow. Heavy. Like someone walking across old floorboards. I looked toward the ceiling. The sound came again. Footsteps. Directly overhead. Someone was upstairs. I swallowed hard. The motel was supposed to be empty. Yet someone was moving around on the second floor. I told myself there had to be a logical explanation. A squatter, a trespasser, anything. I aimed my flashlight toward the staircase. The beam trembled slightly in my hand. Step, step, step. The footsteps continued, slowly pacing, waiting. I climbed the stairs. Each step groaned beneath my weight. The second-floor hallway stretched into darkness. Doors lined both sides. Most hung slightly open. Room 1, Room 2, Room 3, empty, Silent. Then the footsteps stopped, completely. The silence felt worse. I took another step forward and suddenly heard a whisper. So faint, I almost missed it. A woman's voice from somewhere ahead. "Help me!" I spun around. My flashlight beam darted across the hallway. Nothing. Then again, a little louder. "Help me!" The voice came from the far end of the corridor, near a door marked 13. My heart pounded. The door was closed, unlike every other room. I slowly approached. The whisper stopped. I stood in front of room 13. The air felt colder, the hallway darker. My hand reached for the doorknob. It wouldn't move, locked. Then I heard breathing, on the other side, slow, steady, waiting. And before I could react, something knocked back from inside. 3 slow knocks. Knock, knock, knock. I stumbled backward. The door handle slowly began to turn, by itself. End of episode 1. To be. Please note that our first priority metal, I'm CDIC. The name of our device, System ETSRAY, when referred by initials. Our next.com Things Central is our first priority. The meta site, www.rslce.com navigate, www.rsc.com. Our website has replaced www.rsc.com. Previous version of this blog post included links to 2 sets. Please note that in Previ site navigation when our complete irreducible error. Magazine. Anonymous plan forth OBVN 3-way, ROM, maintain. At Twix DC, Organogenius Head Christopher Hell, image neutrality, Shuzai Wo Men. Freed. Enbu Tongyan T, In5 Absorb, C4, 1949 and like, and Rock Barvies, Ez, Li, BA.